If you're coming on here and you're seeing this later on the replay, you're going to want to wait or skip ahead like a minute or two. We're going to wait for some people to come in and then we'll get into it. Absolutely crazy. Where am I at? I'm in the same place I'm always at. Where am I at? I'm in the same place I'm always at. Really? Today, I see we got some people starting to come in. We'll wait till about the minute and a half mark. Hey, what's up? We're gonna wait till about the minute and a half mark. Let me go turn on the cool lights behind me. Get this cup of coffee and we'll get started. Yeah. Okay. Sit my big ass down over here and we can get into it. Yo, what's going on, man? All right. So I see we got enough people in here. There's like 70 something people in here. Awkward text and caught alive. I see you. What's up? Ian, I see you. I'm going to pull it up over here too so I can see you guys in real time. So, running good, Raccoon Man. I saw you ask a question about the Master Chief. I just got done doing camshaft positioning sensors on that thing, but I got to do a relearn procedure. There'll be a video over on TK's Garage too later today with me doing all that. I just did a bunch of work on the car, pumps, put like every pump, every pulley, like absolutely nuts. So you guys will get to see that. Anyways, let's get into today's live stream as we hit the 2 minute mark. And no crazy lights today, no special microphones, just me talking with you guys. You guys said you guys wanted this. Yeah, steering rack too, Raccoon Man. Steering rack and pump. Can I talk about the 6 loopholes in the contract? I actually have I have a full video I'm doing on that, and that video is probably one of my longer videos. It's about 30 minutes. And I did that with my attorney friend, David, who was a judge advocate general in the military. He's also the one that kind of plugs me in with all my lawyer sponsors, Morgan and Morgan, Crone and Moss, things of that nature. So, yeah, I will do a full breakdown on how incompetent Sean Fain was and whoever it was that allowed you guys to sign that historic contract and get royally effed. And there's a lot more. Someone said 6, but there's a lot more places where Stellantis can screw with the UAW legally. So we just recorded that. I got to edit it, and I'm gonna put it up. I'll be putting it up soon. It's a long video. It's gonna be like 35, 40 minutes. We go through every aspect of where people got screwed. Yeah, if you work in Indiana and you work for Stellantis, you should be scared. We're going to get into all that in today's live stream. First things first, we're going to start with the stock price. Yeah, awkward texting just put it. It's at 13.98 right now. It'll probably close. I'm going to say it's going to close probably in the 13s. I don't know if it's going to get up to, above $14. It's at 13.98 right now. It's down right at 12.98% in a day. Now, a lot of people are going to ask why did their stock take such a huge, why did it crash so much in such a short amount of time? And the answer to that question is very simple. They effed up. They lofted these great expectations of what they were going to make from their investments as well as their projection of sales. And they cut that from a double digit prospectus down to like 6 or 7%. If you guys remember, I just said this like maybe 3 or 4 days ago, that massive money was shorting Stellantis. And here's the thing. That is what we call insider information. the SEC, I guarantee you, is going to look into who was behind that big money that shorted. And I told you guys, I didn't have a short position at the time. I didn't have a short position at the time. But after that next day, I said I'd be stupid not to follow that, and I took a small short position. But the SEC is going to investigate. Guarantee you, there was massive money on Stellantis being short. And then magically this morning they come out with this new guidance on they're going to be at like 5% or 7%, with their prospectus as instead of, I think it was like 12 to 16. And man, Chris, we're going to talk about that too, man. Worst car you ever bought, a Hornet. Wow, what a shocker. Or at least, yeah, I talked about that too. If you ever were going to buy one of those, leasing is the only way to go. You do not want to buy a Hornet. Is it a pump and dump pattern? No. This was big money and possibly, and I don't like to get into conspiracy theories, but I have to be honest here. This was most likely the families behind both Peugeot and Fiat, meaning France and Italy. Oh, I see Digital Emotion. Why the fuck is, hold on one second. Why is Dizzle not a moderator? All right, now we're straight. If YouTube deleted all my mods again, I'm going to be pissed. He said I need a Pinto EV. You need a Pinto EV driving through salt water. But getting back to what I said, yeah, I think literally it was I keep saying, people keep trying to correct me, but I don't speak Italian, okay? So the Angeli or Ingili family in Italy and the families behind Peugeot in France probably said, hey, we know this is going to be bad. We got to short our own stock and try to, they'll go through proxies to try to get some of their money back, and that's it. Yeah, Stellantis is down 13%. The biggest question here, though, is could they face bankruptcy? I mean, this is one of I equate this to Enron, which I know sounds insane, but when you look at what Stellantis was a year ago today, that stock was on an upward climb, about to approach $30. Crazy, right? Did I like my Fiat? Did I like my Fiat 500 or was it trash? A lot of people don't know. I bought a Fiat 500 from Florida. I drove it to, was it DC? I think I went to Washington DC in that car because I wanted to get some content in it and see. I fit in the car just fine. It drove. I mean, it was severely underpowered. It was a complete piece of shit. But I drove it from Florida all the way to Washington, D.C., and then back down to North Carolina. And I sold it to one of my homeboys in Rayford, in the Fayetteville, North Carolina area that wanted it as a daily driver. It was okay. I just wanted to buy one because people would say, hey, you can't talk crap about these cars and whatever. Would I ever buy a Dodge EV Charger? Negative. No. It's my bankruptcy and I want it now. JG Wentworth bankruptcy? No, I wouldn't buy an EV Charger. I'll tell you why. They're pieces of shit. I have talked to myself, Butter the Insider. I don't know if OC Motivators talked to as many engineers, but me and Butter the Insider have talked with different engineers that have been all over that car. And that thing is going to be a frigging disaster. If you think the Hornet's bad, and I see we already have people in the chat that are saying, hey, I leased one, I bought one, worst car ever. This car is going to be a disaster, and they're going to want you to pay over $100,000 for it at your dealer for the base model. Yeah, I'll buy a Tesla before I ever buy a Charger EV. So I see it's an LS swap. Well, here's the problem. So the dimensions are out for that engine bay or what you could put up front on the Charger EV, and an LS is not going to fit. Neither would a Hemi. A 5.7 or 6.4 is not going to fit. You'd have to raise the strut towers a little bit. TK, what do you think about the possibility of a longshoreman strike? I think it's happening. I think it's happening. I know that the current administration, whose vice president is also running for president, doesn't want that to happen because it would make them look bad, and it would hit the economy for a good $5 billion, somewhere around there. But yeah, no, I do. I think the longshoremen will strike because they're not going to get what they want. Yeah, and that's going to cause prices to go sky friggin' high, guarantee it. Put a Fiat 500 motor in it, that'll fit. Laugh out loud. Yeah, it's going to happen. I haven't seen two sides between union, the union and company be that far apart. I mean, this makes the UAW strike a little over a year ago look like nothing compared to what's going on with the longshoremen. Yeah, you're happy with our leased Hornet? So that's the only thing I've told people. I said, if you're going to get one of those, there's insane deals on those right now where there's zero down to sign. You don't even have to have perfect credit. I know people that have 620 credit scores that are going in and signing on the line for a Hornet. That's how bad they want them to move. They are leased through Stellantis Financial. You pay $299 a month. There's no delivery charge. There's nothing. It's $299 a month, and you don't pay that first payment for like 90 days. So yes, I know people that have got them, and maybe it's fine to go around town, but I've seen too many of them brick. I've talked to too many service advisors that says they're a disaster. Yeah. Sitting in the lobby as you speak, waiting to get the layoff list. Yeah, that's another thing. I got a bunch of information this morning of more full-time employee layoffs. These are represented UAW workers. I know Sean Fain is doing a town hall or something at some point today, but I have to be honest here. It's not. It don't look good. It looks like Tavares is going full F it. If they're gonna fire me, or I'm just gonna kill everything. And speaking of that, we talked about the stock and why the stock went down. And I wanted to mention it because I saw people commenting, you just said this was going to happen like 3 or 4 days ago. And I said, yes, I did. I said, wait till these earnings come out. But what Stellantis is trying to do is they're trying to lower the expectations so that when the earnings come out, it looks good. That's why they dropped that prospectus from whatever it was, 15%, 12% to like 6. Yeah. So now what we're doing, I want to get into this thing with Jeep because I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, it's just temporary. They got to get rid of their current and existing Jeeps. Wrong. I've literally talked to people at the factory in Toledo. I get emails from these guys every single day. And they're legitimate. I got their their work badges and all that stuff, so I know that they actually work there. And what's going to happen is, yes, Jeep is making, and I just did a video. It's doing absolutely good. It's doing good numbers so far. Jeep is getting rid of automatic transmissions in the Wranglers for the V6 models, basically forcing the average person to buy a $100,000 V8 6.4 liter Jeep. Nobody's doing that. It's just like, I don't know how to explain this. It's like Carlos Tavares said, let's just get rid of all of the stuff that people want and watch the stock price go up. I don't know where that's happened. That's like, we're McDonald's. We're no longer going to sell burgers. We're going to sell hot dogs. You know what I'm saying? Or we're going to sell, veggie hot dogs. Like, what the fuck? That doesn't work, man. Yeah, now they got the Wrangler. They're going to do Wranglers with 2.0 liters. The 2.0 turbo will be auto. Yeah, but they said they haven't determined if they're actually going to release that. They're also going to put out they're going to put out Cherokees, Jeep Grand Cherokees with a 2.0 liter turbo in it, which means, what's up, the SRT God? I see you. Which means you won't be able to tow shit. You can't tow anything with a 2 point. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna tow with a Grand Cherokee? One of those little tiny square U-Haul trailers? You're not gonna tow anything with that. What was the name of the car company that started with an S? Studebaker? No, it's Stellantis. I'm killing it this week. I've been doing all right, man. Numbers have been doing good on the channel because we're talking about stuff that's relevant, and we keep being right. I hate being right about negative stuff, though. That's the other thing. People think I'm excited about being right about negative stuff. I'm not at all. I am so not happy about being right, but negative stuff. But when I talk about these things like big money shorting the company, well, we figured out why now. As of this morning, they had inside information. This is no doubt in my mind that they were going to do this. Yeah, well, Meat Puppet, you are. Why is Meat Puppet not a fucking what in the F, man? All right. So it looks like YouTube must have killed all my mods again. I'm about sick of that. Anyways, check your hammer there, Meat Puppet. Make sure that works. Anyways, yes, Stellantis I think is intentionally trying to kill the company. I don't know why. I don't know if it works out for them like money wise or tax purpose wise. I don't understand the angle. Or maybe they're just that incompetent, these kids of, these heiresses and heirs of, the French and the Italians that have got all this money from Fiat and Peugeot over the years. And maybe they're just that incompetent. And then they hired the most incompetent CEO that they could ever friggin' hire. And that's a wrap. Skylar's saying, is Nissan next? Nissan's profitability is even worse than Stellantis. They're down 70-something% year over year. Stellantis is down 40-something%, 47-point-something% in the first 6 months of this year. So technically, Stellantis is worse if we're looking at a 6-month period. But over the year, it's Nissan. And funny you should mention that because there's been a lot of rumors about Renault being purchased by Stellantis. Now, Stellantis, if they buy, I'm going to tell you right now, if Stellantis buys Renault, there's no government bailout for Stellantis, Dave. Stellantis is no longer an American company. They don't get no bailouts. The American taxpayers ain't paying shit. I can tell you that right now. Renault, if Stellantis buys Renault, the SEC should immediately slap them. Like, they've invested $250 million into what is basically a drone company. Now, I know people are going to say, hey, Archer Aviation is not a bad investment. They're a defense contractor, which is also concerning to me, by the way, because because remember Stellantis came here, Carlos came here and said, we're not an American company. He said that shit, which concerns me because Stellantis has, when they even let them buy them. Well, so Renault is for sale. Renault is for sale. Archer Aviation took a total investment of about $250 million from Stellantis, and they are a Department of Defense contractor. I presently got to see one Archer Aviation aircraft be delivered to the United States Air Force. I don't know if you know that. I'm a defense contractor by trade, so when people ask how I know about these things, I'm a defense contractor. That's kind of like my thing. We see all that stuff in the contractor news, if that's what you want to call it. And to my surprise, was I shocked to see Archer Aviation in there. And it's funny to me because I'm like, does the Department of Defense know that Stellantis is like the major backer of that company and that is a foreign entity? Interesting. Yes, I see that comment too. Tavares was at Nissan. So let's talk about that. Stellantis is looking at possibly, they are floating the idea that they could possibly buy Renault. This is behind the scenes. But not just that. And I'm going to tell you something here, which you'll see. And if this comes to be, you're going to be like, damn, this dude was right again. They're going to be like, damn, this dude was right again. So let's talk about it. Nissan is going to get acquired, whether it is by Honda in a package deal. Right now, Honda, Mitsubishi, and Nissan have a technology sharing agreement, right? Where they're going to share platforms and do other stuff, which could revitalize Mitsubishi because they're a disaster. Nissan actually has a good network here in the United States, as does Honda. And Honda is known for reliability until recently with these new CVT transmissions that are a friggin' disaster. And I'm hoping that with their technology sharing agreement that Nissan and them can get better with it. What Nissan kind of blew up or did bad was deciding to get out of the big truck game. That was it. Like them getting out of the big truck game, I think, was the stupidest decision ever. Absolutely dumb, if you ask me. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't really crap on Nissans. I've had a few. If you guys have been watching the channel for a long time, I've had Nissan Versas that I've bought at auction. I think, what was it? Was it Sentras? Or maybe they were Versas. I bought several Versas that were like flood damaged, that never got delivered, had no miles on them. Cleaned them up, took the carpets out, cleaned up everything. Didn't get any check engine lights. Still had clean titles. They had the flood designation on it, but they still had a clean title. And I ran them back through Copart and made money on those. You guys, those videos are here on the channel if you want to see them. I do that now over on the second channel on TK's Garage too. So for you guys that don't know about the second channel, that's where I do my rebuilds, auction videos, and whatnot. Now is I'm doing all that over on the second channel at TK's Garage too, which I think just passed 2,000 subscribers. So thank you guys. Anyways, let's talk about Carlos Tavares' replacement. I've seen some of the comments in here on that as well. Carlos Tavares is 100% out of here. There is absolutely no way that I see this guy surviving and staying on for CEO past 2026. I don't even think he survives this year. I can tell you this, the same inside sources, and I've already posted videos about this. I talked to us about this already. Inside sources are already saying that they already have two candidates. Now, I think it's funny. Now, NY Mopar merging with Boston PDC and moving to an automated plant in Fishkill. Uh-oh. There's a lot of fast-moving parts in the company right now, but this one was huge. So one of the CEO replacements or candidates is American. And it wouldn't surprise me if it was Tim Kuniskis. I think Tim Kuniskis retired because Carlos was being an absolute retard and wouldn't listen to reason. And him and Jim Morrison at Jeep and a lot of other executives said, F this. I don't even want to be tied to this. They saw the writing on the wall. That's the thing. They could see the Enron sign flashing in the background going, But what I think is happening now is I think we're seeing Carlos Tavares basically, I vote for Uncle Tony too, Tim Burns. I just saw that. I vote for Uncle Tony too. What I think is happening is I think the board of directors, they know Carlos Tavares is out. So they're using Tavares now saying, we know we're going to replace you in the next week, 2 weeks, month, whatever it is. Go do all the scumbag stuff you can possibly do, right? Cut workers, screw the union, Get rid of the brands. Get rid of these vehicles that we actually don't want. Do all of the bad stuff so that when the new CEO comes in, we'll do good. You saw what happened to the stock last week. Stellantis did that on purpose. They floated it out there in the press to say we're looking at a replacement to see what would happen. What did the stock do the second they mentioned replacing this guy? Boop, went up. If Wall Street really liked what this guy was doing, if Wall Street really liked what this guy was doing, the stock price wouldn't have went up when they talked about replacing him. It went up because even the Wall Street guys know this guy's a friggin' disaster for the company. Absolute disaster. So yes, they are looking at an American CEO, and they are looking at a CEO that comes from, I will say this, it's not Volkswagen, but it does come from a major German manufacturer. I'm not opposed to that, and I'm not going to give any clues. So stupid. But yes, there is a German manufacturer CEO candidate, and there is an American candidate that evidently has some experience with. If it's somebody from VW, no, it's not VW, and they have their own problems. And I know you guys have been up my. Why don't I talk about that? It doesn't really affect us here in America like that, but I am. I am going to talk about some of the VW stuff, and we'll get into it. I might even have my buddy from Germany come on, and we might even do like, for the people that are in Germany, we might even do like a German live stream or whatever. At least that, yeah. Christopher's right. At least that German man is all about drivers' cars, the ultimate driving machine. Hey, the Motor Junkie, I see you. Mark, I see you. Look, here's the thing. I'm not opposed, and this is the other thing for us as Americans. I'm a little biased. I love both brands. All right, I'm a BMW guy. I'm also a Mopar guy. I love my Hellcats. I love my Scat Pack. I also love my M5. I love my 2 Series for the daily driver, and I love my Z4. I love both brands. All right. You tell me you can give me muscle car performance from a Hellcat in the driving experience of a BMW, sign me up. I'm all for it. Like, take my money. take my money. Take it. I'd all be for it. It wouldn't also surprise me if Stellantis offloads these brands. I know that they are their biggest cash cow, but without them selecting this American CEO and doing it pretty quickly, I don't see the brands surviving. I just don't see it. I don't see Chrysler is, for all intensive purposes, dead. They're done. I don't even see them refreshing the Pacifica. I think they're going to try to drag that piece of shit along for the next 2 years, and then Chrysler goes bye-bye if Stellantis keeps it. Dodge, well, the Hornet sucks. It ain't selling. You can't even give them away on a lease right now. You can't give them away with the greatest financing on the friggin' planet for a car. And this is what people don't understand, right? This is why it pisses me off that this is in news. Stellantis Financial is giving subprime customers, and I mean 580 credit scores, leases for $299 a month. Oh, 580. Low 600 credit scores. Here's a lease. You get a lease. You get a lease. They Oprah it. They are doing Oprah with the Dodge Hornet. That doesn't work. Because here's what's also going to happen. All these cars are going to continue to break. All these cars are going to continue to break. And they're going to be there, and they have loaners. And that's what's happening to people like, well, what's going on with the remaining Hemis and the Scat Packs? They're service loaners. Prestige up the street, they got a Hellcat service loaner. Imagine that. A Hellcat service loaner because they couldn't sell the damn thing. And I bet they're trying to sell that service loaner to every person that gets it. I'm in Toledo. It's ugly. Pete, I'm going to talk about Toledo here in a second. So I do have some breaking news there. We'll talk about that in a second. But Dodge, I don't think $2 garage. Somebody's doing their research. I don't think Dodge survives either. What's going to happen is the Charger is going to come out. The dealers are going to mess around with the pricing. They're going to put these stupid market adjustments on, even though Tavares has come out and said, don't do that. They don't care. They're going to do it anyway. And it's going to be a $100,000 EV that a used Model 3 from Hertz could spank. Not going to happen. Not going to sell. They're going to sit, collect dust. Yes, you'll see Street Speed 717 probably buy one and jump it over a Lamborghini, over a dirt pit. That's probably going to happen. You'll probably see, somebody buy one to try to squeeze a Hemi into it and like tear the strut towers apart because they can't get it to fit. I'm sure we're going to see those videos. But the average consumer is not going to buy it. Now, I see this Louisiana Highball said their stock is still 10x more than it was in 2016. Yeah, because they acquired Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, one of the most profitable brands in America. No shit. Yeah, no wonder their stock is 10x. But since they've acquired it, they've dropped 50% in the last 6 months. That is not sustainable. I don't give a F who you are as a company. I don't care if you sell diapers to babies. Doesn't happen. And I'm looking at the thing now because I wanted to see where they were going to close on the day. And like I said they were going to close under 14. They're still on the way down. They're at 13.98 right now. But I said this. I said that most likely before the end of the year that the stock would probably be under $12. And I'm probably right on that. I told you guys a couple days ago that there was big, massive money behind them shorting it. Now we know why. That's insider trading, by the way. I'm waiting for the SEC to come out and say they're investigating. They're giving away free stock with the Hornets? Damn. Is that why they were buying back all the stock? Here's the thing. The car market could roar back. I saw Jack Phillips' comment there, right? The car market's not roaring back. Wrong. So here's the thing. I am a believer in making a little bit off a lot. I want to get my brand out there, whatever it is that I'm selling. And as a defense contractor, I can tell you I do the same thing. I get a lot of contracts with the government, with the military for what I do because I bid low. And I try to do it on volume at quality. All right? Stellantis could do the same thing. They're just stupid. They don't want to do it. And I get it. It says if Americans can get out of debt. It has nothing to do with Americans being in debt. I'm giving you facts here. People don't know that Stellantis makes on average. Now, this is an average for everything that they sell. Okay, not just Jeep or Ram or whatever. On average, after labor, manufacturing, everything else, the company per unit is averaging between 30 to 40,000 in profit per unit. Per unit. This is why, like, when you see this crazy shit that they're doing right now with Ram trucks and Jeeps, where they're adjusting the MSRP and selling the yes. Look, Raymond's like, what? Yeah. Look at the numbers. And that's because the reason why they're making that is because they're charging exorbitant prices for this crap. How much do you think it costs them to manufacture one of these $94,000 out the door Ram 1500s? Like, I'll let some of y'all could guess. Put it in the chat. How much do you think it costs them to manufacture that Ram? What, leather seats don't actually cost 50 grand? No. Yeah, repos are through the roof because people are tired of paying that. It's more than 10K, me public, but it's like I said, they make a lot of money. All right, a lot of money. Look at everybody's put it 25K, 16,000, 19,000. Look at all these. Look at all these comments. 25,000. So, you know what Carlos was trying to do is, and I'm going to let you guys keep putting those in the chat. Dave is close. It's not going to be just North American CEO. I thought, you know, they talked about maybe splitting it. I think it's going to be just one company, and they will have an American running it, which is going to piss off the Europeans, but F them. All right, so yeah, around 30K. You guys are close. So what it costs for them after the engine, transmission, putting the body together, paint, leather seats, big screen, all that other crap, like a fully loaded, kitted out Ram, right? 1500 is right at their current cost with labor and everything else, about 31 grand. They're selling that dealer, the invoice price, they're selling that crap to dealerships at about 70 to 72 grand. All right? And I'm talking fully loaded, every freaking bell and whistle. The difference between those two prices is about 40 grand in profit. If Stellantis... All right, here we go. Another prime example of why I don't like dealing with live streams. All right, we're still here. Let me know if I'm back, if you guys can hear me. I saw this thing saying reconnecting. Yeah, that's part of that's a YouTube thing. The other part of that is a internet thing. Yeah, we're live. So yeah, we're back. All right. So if Stellantis really wanted to make money, this is very simple. They could make money hand over fist. All they have to do is cut the price and cut it significantly. I mean, they would have to take, I'll give you an example. A Jeep Wrangler that they want to sell for let's say 55,000 right now. They're more. They're like 65, 70 grand. Let's say a Jeep Wrangler that they want to sell for 70 grand right now. They'd have to drop the price to like 38, 40. Cut it by 30 grand. Make 5 to 7,000 in profit on every vehicle you send to the dealer, right? But then at that same point, you have to force the dealer's hand and you have to set a price cap with the dealer. Meaning they can't give it to the dealer and then let the dealer try to sell it for the same price that they've been selling them for. They have to cut their prices. And you mandate it as part of their franchise agreement. You mandate it. Yeah, I'm not on Verizon. That's normally who I use. Today, I had to jump on my T-Mobile because my Verizon, my internet in the house and my phone is down. But I use all three networks. I have AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile, so we're good. But that's the thing. In a perfect world, yeah, Bridget, you're right. In a perfect world, they'll do that. Exactly. That's the other thing. You also want to do something crazy at Stellantis and you want to turn it around, and I mean in short order. You say that you're reopening the Belvedere plant tomorrow, like this. You reopen Belvedere, you tool that thing up, and you make a brand new not a Durango. What do you call it? Dakota. And I don't know if you call it a Ram Dakota or a Dodge Dakota. I don't care. But you start making a Dakota or call it whatever you want. And you sell that thing with a starting MSRP of 20 grand. Bare bones. $20,000 for a mid-sized truck. If you want to put the Hurricane in there, fine, but that is a disaster of an engine. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But, I mean, even if you put the Pentastar, even if you put the 3.6 in that damn thing, or an E-Torque Hemi, that thing would sell like hotcakes. Sovereign Knight, major salute, bro. I see you. Would prices drop if people just stopped buying? Eventually, yes. But here's the thing. That's like saying, well, wouldn't prices drop on Uber because the drivers are tired of getting paid no money, and if they just quit driving for a week? But what's going to happen? You're always going to have some dumbass that's going to go out there and turn the app on and go drive because nobody else is driving. Like strikes on rideshare companies and delivery, not ever going to work. Never going to happen because there's always going to be some dumbass that's going to go out there and do it. And it's the same thing of, well, if nobody's buying, won't the prices come down? No, because there's always going to be some dumbass that will go out there and buy it. All right, we're going to get some questions in the chat. If you guys have a question, like an actual question, just put a couple of asterisks before your question and drop it, and I'm going to try to go through here and answer a couple before we get out of here. But you know what time it is. I gotta get another cup of coffee with a splash of Hennessy. I have to do it. Oh, it's too early in the morning for this shit. And yes, while I am a defense contractor by trade, I am retired. The Rampage, I like that. That might be the new name. That would be cool. What's the word on Toledo? I need to get into that. So, a lot of you guys work at Toledo. I've been getting emails. You guys have been telling me about them retooling. And here's the thing. In the town hall tonight, I think Sean Fain's going to say that they have the authorization to strike. And they are probably going to strike. I think that's going to happen. Now, there is a page that I follow on Facebook, and I recommend that all of you guys follow it as well if you are a UAW member or you work for Stellantis at all. Yeah, I did. Yeah, mega deplorable. Did you hear the software for the Hurricane engine was outsourced to India? I did. We're going to talk about that in an upcoming video. So when I do my videos, I want to make sure that I know, you know. It isn't Soul Seeker. They could. Pentastar V8, missed opportunity. Agreed. So let's get to Toledo. Well, let's get to the UAW thing. Sean Fain is probably going to announce tonight that they authorize a strike. I recommend that all of you guys, if you're on Facebook, I'm not on there heavy. I need to get back on there and start posting my videos on Facebook. You guys are telling me that I'm missing out, and I should be doing that, but maybe. There's a page there called UAW Real Talk, and maybe if I get an opportunity, I'll link it. If one of you guys that are my mods have it, UAW Real Talk on Facebook, if you could drop that link in the chat, I'd appreciate it so I can pin it. Reason being is that guy actually comes with facts. There's no like emotions behind it. Nothing. There's no crazy stuff behind it. And he just speaks facts. That guy on that page should be your UAW president. Just saying. That guy should be your UAW president. Destroyer 1320, major salute. What's up, bro? It definitely looks cool, stands out. About Toledo. So Toledo, yeah, Stellantis is in serious shit. Toledo is being closed not closed, but they're shutting the lines down here and there because they're retooling for some electric Jeep BS. All right. Um, I think why they are doing Brian Keller, that is his name. You are correct. Shout out to his wife too. I saw she just had surgery. I hope she's feeling better. But that's it. Where's that? Why can't I? Why won't it pop up? Of course. Let me pin that. Will it not let me pin it? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, but that's it right there. Brian Keller, the guy, UAW Real Talk page. Definitely go follow him on Facebook if you're in the UAW. Yeah, JNAP is down this week, probably next week too. Yeah. So here's the issue. This is the thing that Stellantis is doing. They are going to lay people off at Toledo, and they are full-time employees. If you don't have a ton of seniority, your job's at risk. I hate giving information like this or talking about it because it makes people nervous. It makes people be like, damn, do I have any job security? Am I going to have a job next week? Probably not. What we've been seeing, and we saw this at Detroit Assembly, I saw this at Sterling Heights where they were like, oh, they're not laying anybody off at Sterling Heights Assembly Plant. Layoffs. Now, I know you're going to say, well, it's only 82 people, TK. It's still, go talk to those 82 families that just got effed, that just got laid off, gone, that were promised that they weren't going to get laid off, that they were only supposed to be supplemental employees and stuff like that that were supposed to get laid off. But then they go and lay off all of those people. Same thing's going to happen in Toledo. Now, the information that I've got from internally at Stellantis right now is saying that it's probably going to be between 100 to 130 full-time employees that are going to end up getting the axe. And depending on how the lines for JK and JL get retooled, it could be more. Now, what sucks is it's not just Toledo. You know, Sterling Heights just had, 80-something or whatever be notified. You have Detroit Assembly, Mack, and Jefferson, right? Same thing. And Warren, remember, we're only laying off 2,400 people and whatever because we stopped making the Ram Classic for them to now come out and they're laying off more. I posted the Warren notices. They're cutting more full-time employees. Part of this is the company is in serious trouble. I think Sean Fain is going to do his town hall tonight, and he's probably going to authorize or say that a strike has been authorized to try to force Stellantis' hand. Unfortunately, I don't think Stellantis cares. I think the last move that they're going to use for Carlos Tavares before he's completely fired, before they replace him, is they're going to cut a ton of American union jobs. And then they're going to replace them and try to be like, oh, look, it's all warm and rosy here. I think that they're going to say the UAW broke the contract, not them, and it gives them the ability to fire a lot of people. I think it's going to get tied up in court. I think it's going to be a disaster. But in the meantime, the people that get screwed the most are going to be the workers. Plain and simple. I did talk to Brian. I am going to try to have him on where we do a live stream like this on YouTube, and we're just going to talk about some of this. Because here's the thing. He has way more insight into that side of the world as a worker, as somebody that works in the union, than I do. I just get information. I try to pass that along to them as well. I pass it along to other people, different local union presidents, I guess, or whatever their position is. The different ones that have reached out to me, and so that they have something that they can argue back at Stellantis at to go, why are you guys talking about this? We have this memo or we have this. I do that on a regular basis. That's the thing. I think a strike by Sean Fain is almost collusion with Stellantis. Let me tell you why. If they strike, it doesn't hurt Stellantis at all. Not in the slightest. None. They have so much inventory. They need to get rid of over 112,000 units across the brands in North America. 112,000 units need to go for them to even feel like it's okay. So Bridget says they're firing temps, not full-time union workers, but they are firing full-time union workers. That's the problem. They are. We've already talked about it. We've had people post their stuff. Yeah, bro. The notification system is so friggin' broken. It's not even funny, dude. Not just that. I had to go back and fix all my mods in today's video. Like, mods were disappearing. Stupid. But just absolutely dumb. Absolutely dumb. Hey, Ian. Okay. Well, at least Ian still has his hammer. But I feel bad for the people that are going to get screwed out of that strike. Uh-oh, you got more broken demons? Why does this not surprise me? If you guys don't know who Butter the Insider is, he is definitely one of the greats, as his YouTube Instagram handle used to be Butter the Great before he put it back to Butter the Insider. Butter gets a lot of inside information. He's actually good buddies with the CEO of Dodge and the former CEO of Dodge. So he gets a lot of solid information. I highly recommend you subscribe to his channel. Oh, and if you like watching my videos for information or whatever, I appreciate it. But that dude's editing, yeah, Butter, drop the link to your channel because you're a mod. You can drop your link. Butter actually has some of the most dope-ass editing, music in the background. Like, you'll actually enjoy watching those videos instead of watching me drink coffee with Hennessy and catch a buzz and talk about cars. Knockouts in here? I didn't see his channel. You talking about Knockout 360? There's Butter right there. There's the link. Y'all click that link. Go subscribe to his channel. I see Destroyer is in here too. You should drop his link as well. If you have a Mopar and you want to protect it, just saying. I have more people that reach out and hit me up later. Man, I really wish I knew what was going on. Any updates on the Texas dealership? Not yet. You're talking about that Mickey Mouse ass dealership that screwed the Irish guy out on his car, right? There it is, destroyer1320.com. Gulfport, yep, Gulfport, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Complete ass company. Complete trash. If you buy a car from them, you deserve to get screwed. Haven't heard anything back from them yet. So yes, I have planned, and I am going to go to Houston. And you know, some of you guys know my backstory or know where I come from. So I did make the front page of the Wall Street Journal anytime, bro. Oh, the guy, is he handled? Okay, damn. I wanted to go down there and put adult toys with suction cups on their cars and building, man. Damn it. Jay said we need to collab with a couple episodes, so we're working on that. Butter, which he's talked about on his channel, has some personal things he's got to take care of with family, and that all happens. OC Motivator just had to deal with that recently. Once everything is worked out with him as far as personal stuff and we can get Butter to fly out to California, I think myself, OC Motivator, and Butter the Insider are probably going to sit down and we'll do a podcast and talk about stuff. If Stellantis is even still a company at that point, they might be bankrupt and gone. But yeah, we're gonna do that, and we might even get into maybe we'll do a StreamYard or something before then. We might all get together and see what happens. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on GM I haven't had a chance to talk about with the. Someone said no racer X. I mean, hey, he's invited. I mean, if he wants to come out, I just know he has a lot of stuff going on in his personal life that he's got in Florida. I don't know if he's going to be able to come out to California for a podcast. For me, I literally just have to put fuel in my Cessna and fly to John Wayne Airport. It doesn't take me no time. It's like an hour and 5 minutes or something like that. Hour and 20. It depends on the headwind, but I can get there pretty quick. Get an Uber and be in Huntington Beach in like this. No time. So, so, I heard he don't like you. Yeah, he said Stellantis is like the modern U.S. version of British Leyland. Yeah, yeah. Florida's a disaster, man. Bring John Cena with you. Damn. I think he meant Cena, right? Or did he? Yeah, the strike will put people out in the cold. That's the problem. The strike isn't going to hurt Stellantis. The strike isn't going to hurt Stellantis. It's going to hurt the workers. That's it. I know Brian Keller's talked about this over at UAW Real Talk, and like I said, the strike is going to only hurt the workers. They have enough inventory that they could. Oh, Sarasani. Oh, okay. Hell yeah. John could come out. I'm always, listen, John is always welcome to come out at any time. You already know. Because after we get done doing the podcast, we'll go find a casino and go be degenerates. But, ugh. Why they care? Too many cars. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have so many vehicles that are stacked up that even in the event of a strike, Stellantis could probably wait them out 5 to 6 months, and that's insane for me to say that. But if you think about the pandemic and the chip shortage, they did just fine. I think they could. They could not have any vehicles manufactured for 6 months and be fine. And they'd save so much money because they're not paying labor and they're just selling units that they have. Yeah, Eddie, I'm going to be honest, and this is not me hating because I'm not a hater on the brand. I love Mopar. I just wouldn't buy any of this now. I wouldn't. I mean, how many times do we have to go into build quality issues? Like OC Motivator's Scat Pack interior is falling apart. Butter the Insider has been here and has talked multiple times with issues with his Demon. Destroyer 1320 just said if that port strike happens, guess what? Any of those vehicles that are coming in on boats, dead, gone. That doesn't just include Stellantis. That includes everybody. BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, all that crap. Yeah, I haven't seen a 2025 Grand Cherokee being built on the line. It wouldn't surprise me if they're bringing diesel Tundras up from Mexico. Why wouldn't they? Nobody wants that twin turbo crap, even though they replaced the engine in the American Tundras, they're still trash. Look, there's a reason that Ford and GM are making massive gains right now. They're making massive gains because they still offer a V8 pickup truck. Ford, GM, Stellantis, no. Well, here's the thing. Depending on that port strike, I don't know if that includes Long Beach or not. I don't know if that's just an East Coast strike or it's a strike across the board. I need to do some more research on that and see, because I could tell you a lot of stuff comes in at Long Beach. A lot. I've been out there in Huntington Beach. Oh, it's just East Coast? If it's just East Coast, yeah, it's still gonna raise prices. It's East Coast and Gulf. Okay, so the Gulf and the East Coast. Did the stock go back up? Wait a minute. Now you're making me check. Oh, it's still going. So we got about 10 minutes, 15 minutes left of the stock market. But either way, they're down 12.5% today. It's at 1405. We'll see if it gets a little late rally here in the last 15 minutes. I doubt it. Gulf Coast and East Coast doing strikes. Okay. I mean, yeah, that still hurts. A lot of stuff from Europe comes straight across. So, that's mass maritime. I grew up in Boston, so I know a lot about that industry. I have had family members who were engineers on ships for most of their lives. One uncle was a chief engineer for 25 years, so been there, done that, been around that industry. Yeah, like if they're shutting down Baltimore, Boston, New York, Jacksonville, and the Gulf Coast, Norfolk, stuff, that's gonna be bad. I can tell you right now that's gonna be bad. A lot of the stuff that's coming from China, though, that comes in at Long Beach. So I don't know if that doesn't really affect stuff coming from Asia, but stuff coming from Europe, yeah, that's gonna suck. Louisiana too. Yeah, that's the Gulf. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, I saw that the 194,000 Jeep hybrids for fire risk. It's the same fire risk that the Chrysler Pacifica has, the plug-in hybrid. And this is the thing that drives me nuts. And we'll talk about this before we get out of here, because we've already been here an hour. Is the Stellantis wants you to trust their electric cars when they can't even make a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, right. They want you to buy. Okay, I think that's my cue. Yeah, I was frozen. I got to make sure I turn Do Not Disturb on next time. See, Verizon is down right now, so I'm using T-Mobile, and when a phone call comes in, it automatically tries to go to the Verizon internet while the phone call comes in, and stream drops. Is Mitsubishi going to make it? I don't know. It depends on how this technology sharing agreement with Honda and Nissan goes, just to be honest. Stellantis is failing with their quality, really bad. The one good thing about these hurricanes, and that's, if I could say that there is a good thing, is people are starting to see, Fluffy, what's up, man? People are starting to see that these electric cars and these batteries, with flooding, which happens, I mean, if you live in an area around an ocean, saltwater flooding, car goes boom. And people are starting to see that. Leaving those cars in your house during a hurricane and evacuating, your house is going to burn down. So, Eddie, I mean, look, I had a TRX, man. I didn't have a lot of issues with mine. I just, when the market was going really crazy, I just sold mine because I made more than what I paid for it. Someone said, is Vegas a decent place to retire? If you like to gamble and you don't want to pay income tax to a state, yes. It's hot. It's a desert. And it's expensive now. It's not cheap. So as long as you're okay with all those, sure. Well, guys, I didn't expect to be on here over an hour, but here we are. I want to thank everybody for coming through. We consistently held about a little over 500 people here, the whole chat. Had we not had the little interruptions with internet, we probably would have stayed above 580, 600. So I appreciate it. We'll do this more often. Maybe we'll do this once a week and recap the news. I know, man, time flies when you're having fun. I like talking about failing companies, evidently. But no. Thank you, Destroyer. Thank you, Fluffy. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the video. Strike has to be voted on. You're right. I am going to drop a video on what's going on with Toledo. I am going to drop a video on what's going on with Sterling Heights. That's the internal memos that we've got now from Stellantis talking about how many full-time employees they want to cut, and go from there. James says he just came across this. Well, if you can hit the rewind button or you can wait, it will process and become a regular video on the channel. It usually takes about 20-30 minutes. Isn't it sad? There's nothing positive. Listen, that's the thing. People get on to me because they say, man, all you do is talk negative about. Give me something positive to talk about. There's literally nothing positive that I can talk about with Stellantis. Nothing. Maybe the CEO getting fired, but some people will say that's negative. Tim Kaniskis coming in to run Stellantis, that would be the most positive news ever. $6 p.m. UAW virtual town hall. Does anybody know what time at 6? Is it Central Time? Is it Eastern Time? If anybody knows, let me know so I can make sure I can jump on there. Because I have people from the UAW that's giving me, that'll shoot me a link. And I definitely want to be on there because I want to take notes. And Eastern Time, so 3 o'clock. So we're about an hour and a half away from, yeah, the stock dropped like a rock. It's still, did the market close yet? Yep. So it closed at $14.05. Yeah, I just had to look. I didn't see what time it was. So $14.05. They're down 12.5 points, and in after hours trading, they're already down another 0.25%. Not good. Not good. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate you guys coming through here on the live stream. And yeah, maybe we'll start doing more live streams. I'd love to do, I see Tim keeps mentioning Uncle Tony. I'd love to get, those older expert Mopar guys on. Yeah, Butter said almost time to grab some stock. Listen, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for it to get around 12 to 11 bucks. Or right before I get that inside information where I know Tim Kaniskis is going to be CEO. And then I'm going to be like, let me get some of that. You already know. But yeah, man, I'm gonna try to get. I'd love to get Mopar Junkie on here. I'd love to get Uncle Tony's Garage on here. Well, we could just do a live and talk about the brand, like where it used to be, what people are actually interested in, and the bullshit that they're trying to do now. And, I'm sure we're going to get into a podcast with myself and Butter and OC Motivator at some point. I'm sure you guys are going to see that. So just stay tuned. But yeah, we'll get into some live streams here every week if you guys are interested in it. Looks like you guys were. So thank you guys. I appreciate everybody hitting the thumbs up that was in here today. Looks like we got 240 smashes of that thumbs up button. That's awesome. You're betting for Tim? I would too. Is that a BMW hat? Do turn signals work? Never. I'm a BMW guy. I don't know and I'm from Boston. That's even worse. I don't know what a turn signal is. I'm in my Cadillac and I get yelled at all the time. I literally just be like, I'm kidding. People, Boston asshole, doesn't know what a turn signal is. Oh, well, look at that. 252 likes, man. I appreciate you guys. Anyways, thank you, everybody, for hitting the thumbs up button. Thank you guys very much for watching today's live stream. I look forward to doing another one with you guys very soon here in the next future. And as always, you guys know what it is. Stay petty, my friends.